Hello everyone, it's Paula. I am back today to do the last craft with me regarding the 6x6 Tim Holtz Wildflower book paper pack pages. These, the 6x6, okay? So, I had this huge stack when we started, and now I'm down to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hopefully we'll get these wiped out during this video. I don't remember how many I had to start with. I didn't think about counting at that time, but I guess I could if I got everything out and looked at it. So this time I was trying to think, what could we make out of this size paper? Not another sheet of paper, you know, just like we've been doing. So I took a library pocket, an old library pocket that I had, and I took it apart, and I looked at it and thought, I could do this if I made it in 2 parts instead of being connected, right? So that's what I did. I just cut it like this down to here, okay, and then I just cut it, made it separate at that point right here, and I just drew around it. All right, and then for the bottom part here, I didn't quite have enough to make it this deep, but you don't really need it that deep to put just a library card in there. So I just made it like this out of whatever paper I had left after getting the portion that I wanted to be on here. Now I did, you're limited as to what picture will be up here, but it really doesn't matter because this library card is going to cover up a lot. So really, you know, you want as much of your picture up here or across to here. And then you put your library pocket in. You glue it in the back under the 3 flaps. See, right there. And yeah, I thought that was so simple to do. So I'm going to use this one as, I'm going to put this one aside and use this one as a pattern, okay? Now, I didn't glue it together, but I'm going to show you one I glued together. Now, it's going to look real familiar to you. You're going to think that it's something we've already done. It's not, but it's sure similar. It's the little bird. So I took the 6x6 of the little bird. It's glued in the back. I did have to make this little pocket a little bit smaller to get it to work. And if we have time, we'll do one more like this one. I was piddling with this one. I did have to make it a little smaller, but everything else was able to be the correct size. So here we go. Now, I've already drawn everything on here as far as the tracing. Okay, I'm going to move that one out of the way because we're going to do that last. Okay, so let's do this one first since it's right on top. And these are easy. Let me make sure I have my scissors. Now, you can use your, you can just cut them with your scissors after you draw them. Or what I did is I just put it down here. Okay, and I already drew around these to save time. And then I just drew around it, and then I took this portion and picked what I wanted on this side, turned it sideways, and this is how I was able to get it to work. And I rounded the corners of the pocket top. So that is that. It's that simple. And then you don't even have to use your trimmer unless you want to, right? And you might get more precise edges, but I'm just doing it like that. Now, I am going to go in and make sure I got my corners like I want them. They're not really doing anything, so I guess they are correct. And then over here is the pocket, and I didn't worry about, on this particular one, I didn't worry about what I put it on. The letters are going to be sideways. No one's going to notice. If you like using Tim Holtz products, this can go in any book. I'm going to throw these away. We don't need these. We used all but that off of this little page. What I've been trying to teach you with this project is, with this series, I guess I should say, is that we can take these and with not using any other paper and make something out of just this, right? And so it's worked so far. We've done exactly that. Now there's a few other things maybe with some of them, but in this project, that's the goal. Now, I'm going to just fold these up here, just like, let me get it straight on here. It's not perfectly straight because I didn't do it perfectly straight when you cut it with a pair of scissors. I'm not real good at getting things perfectly straight when I use scissors. I noticed that it was a little cockeyed just then. So I'm just gonna, it's not by much. All right, I hope you guys have had a good day. We went today, I went to see my doctor, hoping to get released, but no, I did not. But it's because I'm still not strong enough. He's going to make me go to actual physical therapy. And that's all right, I guess. If that's what I need to get this over with, I will do it. Now we're going to fold this bottom one. If you are a stickler and like things to be scored properly, you might want to do that. I could have got out my scoreboard. I'll get it out on the next one and show you what I mean. Okay, let's see if we got that straight. Because you will get it much straighter if you do. Let's see. We got that. And each time, you know, you do it, you can, if you don't use your scoring tool, you could end up with the pocket that's bigger. And if you look, see how crooked that is? I'm going to go ahead and use my scoreboard, which is right behind me. I'm going to grab this small one. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the score. If all else fails, do it the right way, right? Okay, now, I really don't. This one right there. Let's see. Yeah, it will make a difference on how straight your pockets will end up being. I have to wrestle to get it right this time because it's kind of off. Now let's just see if that's, it still looks, no, it still looks cockeyed. Well, let's try that again. Let me get over here. And I'll just put this right here so I can kind of see. All right, now, I'm going to score it. Doesn't really matter. Everybody's, you know, depending on how you cut it out as to where you need it scored at. This one's just crooked is the problem, because I tried to do it. Let's see if we can get it straight this time. Ugh. I think I did the wrong side. No, I didn't. I did. I just reinforced that one, but this one still needs to be a little straighter. That's the problem right there. See if we can get it a little straighter. I'm going to move in on it. There we go. Okay. Now, this should be straighter. I say that as I fold it and hope for the best. Instead of trying to do shortcuts like I just did, you just do it right to start with. Then you don't have to worry about it being crooked, right, Paula? Okay, now that's much better. So you pretty much just wrap it around the end of it. It looks like this in the back, and then you just make sure everything is like you need it to be as far as cutting the corners. You just cut it straight across the edges like that. And then you know whenever you fold everything up, see how you have this nice mitered corner here? This one can come in a little bit. I'm going to shorten this one a little bit and bring it in just a little like that. There we go. It's perfect. I like it all to lay nice. If you get it like this, you will have a better chance of getting it on there correct the first time. Okay, and I just used you can ink it before or after, and I just inked it along with my glitter glue along this bottom flap, the side flap. And then I just laid it down. You want to make sure it's nice and even. You're better off to put the bottom one up first, and you want to make sure the sides go in the same amount. Yeah, just like that. How simple, right? Now, because I messed around with this side, it's not as perfect as I would like, but we'll get it on the next one. We'll get the next one perfect. And honestly, perfect is not what we strive for. Most of us try to strive for grungier, but I just have a hard time. Now see, because I waited, I failed to ink the pocket. And so you should actually do it before. See? Can tell that it's super late right now as I'm making these. My husband and I fell asleep, and we came home from the doctor's office. We went to eat. We went to the furniture store, and I got a new lounge chair, new lazy boy. Or my sofa or my sectional was killing my hips. It wasn't firm enough, you know, and I do better sitting on something firm, a little more firm. Now, if you wanted to decorate this with something, you could. But I'm just using these random due date cards that I have. But this is what you do. And yeah, it does cover up your image, but anybody that looks at it knows it's Tim Holtz, right? So here is our first one. All right, now we're going to, let me put this on while we work on this next one. Put the little needle back in there. Okay, so now we're going to pull out the next one. here. We're going to do the same thing. I mean, it's this simple. You just draw around your pattern after you make your first one. The rest is so simple. Just going to draw around your pattern. Just like that. Curve it around. And I went ahead and drew these just for the sake of time. These are easy, but they're fun. So this time, let's do this. Let's go ahead and ink it. Because they're so easy that you can ink it in no time at all. And you don't even have to ink the section where the pocket is, see? Yeah, just down the sides. Now, this line right here is where we cut. And right here, let's see, it's hard to tell on this paper. There's so many lines, so you really have to kind of pay attention where you drew it at. Now, if you like it taller and you want it to have some of them can be taller if you want them to be, but I kind of just did them all the same size. Now, I'm going to bring our, I'm going to ink the top pocket here for sure. Now, we're going to turn this over and score this time so we don't have the same problem we had last time. Okay, so let's kind of look here and see if I can get it straight. And there's no, I mean, you just kind of eyeball it. There's no measurements, just so you know. You can't go wrong. You just do it where you want it to be. You just look at it and eyeball it and say, that looks right. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Now, move that over. I wasn't going to do this video because I thought this was too simple. But a lot of people don't think about making their own library pockets. And I normally use the store-bought ones, I guess. That's what you want to call it. But, yeah, this is definitely not store-bought, right? Okay, now, this should fit in here better than the last one. Again, better doesn't mean perfect, right? Made it just a little bit bigger on each side. And that's, to get it to look more like the one that, there we go. Now, let's glue the back, but first I want to make sure this folds down perfect in the back, and it doesn't, so let's kind of trim it a little bit more. Okay, you want to stay inside that where the two sides meet there. Okay. Okay, this one over here is still a little bit off. Yeah. If you can get the backs of your pockets to lay like that, you'll be happier. You'll be happier. Okay, so now we're going to add glue. Okay. And we're going to flip this over. Put this in the bottom where you want it. Slide that up. Turn it over, make sure it's like you want it, because glitter glue dries quickly. And there we go. Now that pocket seems lots more narrow than the last one. Let's just see. It could be just a little bit. Just a little bit. And that has to do with where you fold it. So when you score or when you cut, if you want it to be bigger, like I said, I'll show you what I mean with this next one. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2. These are cute. I just think these are really cute. Let me get another sheet of paper. Okay, this time we're going to use this butterfly to be on the top side. And I drew it on here. It's hard to see because Tim Holtz, I think I drew it on here. Tim Holtz paper is, let's see, did I? Let me make sure. I'm just going to make sure. I may not have. I may have just did little tick marks. Yeah, that's what I did. Let's go ahead and draw it on here. Pretty sad when you can't remember if you drew it on here or not. But first I wasn't, and then I guess I passed that one up. Okay, there we go. Now, that's basically what I did is I just drew it around, the pattern around. After you make your first one, the rest of them are just real easy. You know, because you can just follow the other one. I didn't get quite on the line. This one's darker, so it's a little harder to see. Okay, straight across. I brought it up higher on the paper in order to get the butterfly in on the deal. Okay, now, let me see. Right here is the line. So here is the bottom. If you have more paper, this one we don't, unfortunately. That's the bottom that I just cut right here. And then in here is going to be where it tucks in. And then right there. But if you have enough paper, you can cut this portion higher. I'm looking to make sure it's nice and straight. All right, so all we need is these 2 pieces. Let me throw this other one away. Get it out of our way here. Now we're going to flip it over and score it. Now I'm just going to move this over. Really, basically, I'm scoring almost a half of, yeah, right at a half of an inch, I guess. We'll find out if it fits, right? Because if it doesn't, we'll just, yep, it does. Okay, now, just going to score this portion down here. Whoops. No, that's right. Okay. It's going to make a tiny, tiny little pocket. But that's all right. That's where we want it to be. Do the sides here. Just burnish them a little bit. Now, after you get it burnished, if it looks like, you know, it's not going to fold nice and pretty, so just trim this a little bit. Make sure it's all laying down nice. Playing nice. just those little edges maybe, which is going to be on the back. See, we got those laying down nicely on the corners. Now, we're going to bring it in like this. That one's a little bit bigger than the others, and that's okay. They're all going to be, you know, they're all handmade by a person, me. And nothing is perfect when it's man-made, right? I'm not a man, but you know what I mean. One of the simplest things you can make right here. I like to decorate these kind of pockets with my journals. I don't like to just stick, you know, just a plain one in. I have fun decorating them. Or you can just make them. Save yourself some money. Use some leftover scraps. We know that everybody has a bunch of their Project Life cards and 6x6 cards left in Tim Holtz paper pads. All right, so we're going to keep that straight right there. Going to lay that in there. Even on both sides. Push it up. Glue it down. And we did ink it already too, so it looks perfect on the back. It's going to be perfect on the front. Yay, these are just whipping right out, aren't they? They're easy. How often do we have this easy of a project, you know? I have one more to do, and we'll do we actually have two more to do. Okay, so we marked around here. Just going straight up. And then I'll come down here and do the curve around. All right. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and ink it. Okay, now I drew the other portion off. Now, on this particular one, let me look and make sure I've got it right. Yeah, I do. On this particular one, we could actually make it taller. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, the line is right here. We could go ahead and just leave it up, make it up a little higher. We'll go ahead and do this one a little taller. And we'll just erase our pencil line. Since we've got enough paper, we can, you know, it just depends on what you like. Now, I'm going to erase this pencil line right here. Now we're going to score this. I'm going to score it right here. Comes out to be about 1/2 on each side, except here you just do it at the bottom, which is going to be right there. Let's see. Okay, now fold this in on the sides, burnish it, here. Okay, let's make sure I didn't do it too, yep, it's good. Now we're gonna fold this part up. It's not gonna be much bigger, but you can get it to be a little bigger. Okay, now we gotta make sure our corners are clean. It's gonna be like that, like that, like that. Almost perfect. Perfect there. Perfect there. Good. Now we need to ink it. I love a new ink pad. It just goes on there and doesn't waste any of your time. Okay, so we're going to turn it over. Put some glitter glue on there. Flip it over. So easy. Easy peasy. There you go. And your pocket is wider. If you look at the two together, you can see what I'm saying here. See how much difference it makes? You get about 1/4 of an inch more if you have enough paper to do that. And see, this one's, yeah, they're all small. This one's a little bigger than the first one. Okay, so we're going to bring this one over now. On this one was the first one I made. And because I wanted to use this bird, I had to cut it different. I had to make it more narrow. And, you know, you can adjust according to what you need on paper, right? So, in order to use this bird, which was, he was touching, well, you can see right here, his beak came to right here. His beak came all the way over to right here. So I fussy cut him out without going over and interfering with this side. All right, and then I cut him out just a little narrow. Now, mind you, looking at this, I see that I could have gone, I could have gone wider, but why didn't I? I don't guess it matters. So long as it works is all I care about, right? But I could have made it a little wider. I think maybe it was one of the first ones I did and I wasn't sure. Yeah. Yeah, we could have made it a little bit wider, but that's all right. They're going to be in different journals, and it's really not going to make a difference. I wanted these feathers to be in the back. This is one of my favorite pages in the Tim Holtz paper line. And I love the little bird on this one also. Trying to get all my trash here out of the way. All right, so after you get that cut, you're going to ink it. Now, I think I made this one a little bit, I already inked this little guy and cut him out. Let me show you how I cut him out. Very simple. So then we're going to do the little pocket. It goes like this on this side. And go straight up here. Oh, I know what it was. I had to do it that way because I might not have, we can make it taller though. Let's make it just a little bit taller. Go straight across like we did in the last one. Now we will, that'll give us more room for the, you know, everything you make the first time is always, you know, you're just always trying it out. I just kind of drew it on here thinking it was going to be the same. I'm going to go ahead and go across the top with my pocket. Now, we're going to score this one. It does end up getting moved a little bit. So, let's see. I think we end up with a little bit smaller. I'm just going to lay this here to make sure. Oh, it's not going to be much different. So I'm going to do it on the one, and I'm going to do it right here. Let's see if that is going to be right. We'll see what happens. It's got like 3 score lines now. I just want it to be I don't like it to be too big at the bottom. This side is okay. Let's make sure that fits down in there without any problem. Yeah. So now we'll score the bottom here. There we go. All right. And because we ended up making this pocket deeper, let's see if that's straight. Doesn't look like it's off, but you know, sometimes you can hold it up and look. I think that's fine. Now we just need to make sure these backs lay down. This side lays down perfect actually. This side needs to be trimmed a little bit. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Perfect. All right, so we're going to put that portion on, the pocket portion on first, and then we'll deal with the bird, which is super simple. I just grabbed a little scrap piece of sari silk. I didn't use cheesecloth this time. I just, like I did in the last video with the other bird, I just used what I saw first. So I just want this to be centered, where you have the same amount of pocket on both sides of the card, and it's hard to tell sometimes. I think that's going to be good enough. Yeah, one side's a little closer than the other. Let's just kind of move it a little bit. If you do it, you can take it apart. If you do it quickly, you can take it apart because the glitter glue does dry fast. Now it should be better. Yep, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Now, I'm going to go ahead and ink around the side here. This ought to be an easy project for you guys. Here's a little piece of sari silk scrap. Now what I did was I just kind of took my little bird and just kind of folded it, just, you know, kind of wadded it down, like however it ended up landing. I do that a lot, just kind of smoosh it down and then just put the bird on it wherever. Okay, now I'm going to put some glue right here. All right, and I'm going to just kind of lay it down on here and kind of just tuck some ends under a little bit maybe. There we go. And then our little bird's going to go right on top. Now, I don't think you have to put anything on his tail. I don't remember. I kind of put it on all of him. And then if it doesn't, we'll just wipe it off. And I just pulled it down. Now, you can decorate. If you decide you want to, you can decorate. And I'm just kind of putting him at an angle like that. You can decorate with any. Sorry guys, for some reason, while putting this last little touches on this library pocket, my video just shut off. So all you missed was I just squared this up, and then I just laid some sari silk here, and then I added our bird. You know, that is what you missed. It just decided to stop at the end. I don't know what the deal is. This is not the first time that's happened. Gonna have to do some investigating. Oh, it's telling me my storage is full. So you know what? I'm going to show you quickly some of the different things that we did. We did these little books. We did these little tags. We did those pockets. We did these little flip through, remember, with the pad here. And I think that's everything. Oh, we did the, where'd the big pocket go? We did the big pocket right here. So we did this first. We did this second. We did the tags third, I think. Then we did the little books, remember? And then we did the library pocket. 5 things to use. 6x6 leftovers from the wildflower paper pad of Tim Holtz. Just a fun little series. I hope you enjoyed this series. And I'm going to get off here before I lose you again. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We'd love to have you. And we'll start back up our tag series. And hopefully we can get into some mixed media along the way. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.